Hello, everyone. My name is Azeb Freitas. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Freitas Effect podcast. Welcome to Conversations with Creatives. These episodes are brought to you in collaboration with Entropy Theater for Entropy Fest, themed Emergence. Entropy Fest is a celebration of local emerging artists in the New England area, and the Freitas Effect is serving as MCs on the weekends of May 20th through the 22nd and May 27th through the 29th. Ticket information is available in all of our social medias, as well as Entropy's social media platforms, and in the description of these episodes. Here with me today, right now, in this moment, I have Tyhgita Cespedes, aka Ty the dancer. Pew, pew, pew. I'm gonna let Ty introduce herself.
I will give a quick asterisk. It's Tyghita.
Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm trash.
Okay. But close. It's really common mistake, but it's Tyhgita Cespedes, and it means hedges in Spanish. The last name, first name, doesn't mean anything. Comes from a long tradition of T names in my family. I have 4 older sisters with T names as well that are all very unique and beautiful. So it's a pretty cool family tradition. Yeah, my name is Ty to a lot of my friends, family, peers. So happy to be here today with you, Azeb, and to be doing what I love as Ty the dancer. I was asked last night at a cipher I was at, the Get Your Skills Up cipher by Russell Ferguson. If you don't know him, he's an amazing crumper in Boston. Check him out. And he actually won season 3 or 4 of So You Think You Can Dance, my literal favorite show. And I'm so blessed to be able to train with him in Boston 2022. He's amazing. And so many amazing people show out to that cipher. I was just talking to somebody and they were asking me, where do you dance? And I was repping my funk shirt because I used to dance with Funk Phenomenon Dance Theater and Urban Dance Theater. It's one of the biggest crews in Boston that still do old school hip hop at its fundamental best. So it's really awesome to have been able to train with them as well, and highly recommend their studio as well in Everett, Funk Phenomenon. Shout out to Rhea Briggs O'Connor. Yeah, the whole crew, man, they're doing big things. I know they still perform at the Celtics. I remember having such a good time doing, they really rep for Jared, because Sanfilippo syndrome is what Rhea's son, Jared, has, that they raise money for a lot of times. It's nonprofit, it's not a for-profit organization. It's definitely all going to that research to help him live the best life he can. It's amazing. He's living even today as a teenager now, when the prognosis for that is very poor. I think lifespan is estimated to be super low. He shouldn't have made it this far, and it's just a miracle that we are doing work through hip hop that was even created to liberate Black and brown people, that we got to celebrate this past month in February. I'm still not over it. I know we're mid-March now, but I'm yes, all year long.
Period. Yes. Amazing.
And it's so fun to think about. It's really cool to be able to practice something that is so fundamentally liberating, for the people, by the people. Mm-hmm. Just really getting it in your bag, in the pocket of self-expression when it comes to freestyle, the basis of hip hop itself. And what I really love about teaching the series that I teach now, which is Hip Heels, a fusion of hip hop style and heels technique, where we dance basically hip hop choreo. It's my style of choreo in heels that I haven't done in a while. So it's really fun for me to be able to do this series. This was the winter series that we did. It went really well. So I think in the spring, we're going to be adding a class. But yeah, also getting back on my YouTube game. Gonna be sharing more lifestyle stuff on there, apart from my dance work, because like honestly it is a lifestyle. Like
Yes, it is, girl. Come on.
so much of what makes the magic happen that I want to be able to share with people, because I've noticed, you know, that's becoming more socially like acceptable, not even acceptable, far beyond that, like just encouraged, and a beautiful thing to see socially, like people get together and share the raw parts of the journey to success and what that looks like for every person, because it's so different, and so that it's never an intimidating thing for new people, not new people, but
Yeah.
people who want to join this movement of becoming more and more authentic from the back to the front end of creative processes, because it really does impact the work. The process is everything. That's the journey, right? It's like the whole point. It's like you're doing it to experiment, learn something, or experience something. Like whatever your goal is, I think it's really cool to be able to share. I forgot where I was going with this, but I'm really excited to be sharing more. That's the point. And I, a couple of people in mind who I want to shout out, who I've been able to collaborate with recently on my own podcast, Untitled. So it's literally just like Talks with Ty the Dancer. Basically, we have unfiltered conversations with mostly people of color, I've noticed, trending on like whatever is happening. So like in the moment, whatever is going on, just broad topic conversations, because sometimes it's not about an end goal, but that journey. And I think that being more open-minded, open-hearted to where that inspiration may come from and where it may take you is huge.
I agree. I think that there's like a big movement right now with artists who see themselves as like leaders to really use like social media platforms to be like, hey, it's not easy to do this shit that we do. And like, here's the ugly parts too, because, you know, it's easy to just go on TikTok and see somebody be like, chop, 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 put this in a bucket, make it in the pot, and then bam, it's this beautiful 5-course meal. And you're just like, that definitely took like 4 hours, you know? And so I just feel like there's a big playing factor that social media plays of like making us believe that you can just be a master in 2 seconds. And like, we're trying to show people, hey, you need to actually have patience and time and like be easy on yourself when you do these things, so not be discouraged, you know?
That part. Because it's a really beautiful thing when you just like allow yourself to have the mistakes that are going to come with starting something fresh and even doing something for a long time. When you're exploring new ways to do that thing or just trying to get better at it, it never ends. Like that learning process and that creative process for yourself and how you learn best, and like learning how you learn best, and it's a really fun thing. And it's borderline self-development, but some people find that boring. So
I think it's just, I think self-development is just like branded in a way that's like, sounds like it's geared toward like 40-year-old moms that are like stay at home. But it's like, I think a lot of people have been embracing it more in like a way that they don't even realize they're consuming it, you know? I want to get back to talking about you though. So,
right.
when did you first identify as an artist?
That's a good question. I feel like I've been pretty artistic my whole life. My family is known, and I'm really blessed to have had a supportive family who saw that in me at a young age and gave me an outlet, and saw that I had an affinity toward dance and put me in dance classes. I had my first like aha moment. Like I love dance when I saw Riverdance.
Ooh.
Really really funny because I don't do Irish step dance
Right.
currently, but it was my first obsession. It was my first love, and I was so enamored with the dancers. Man, I still watch those shows, and my mom took me to a live one. It was amazing. That was basically when they were like, yeah, she's a dancer. And I've been doing it ever since. I went to On Your Toes, not On Your Toes, that's the store in Peabody.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name of the studio. It was in Salem, Massachusetts, where I first started with ballet, tap, jazz.
Yep.
And
the combo, the Holy Trinity.
And it was really fun. I wish I could even remember my teachers' names. They were awesome. Miss Melissa was my tap teacher. Miss Cynthia was the studio owner who taught ballet. And I forgot who taught jazz. You know, something that I took with me into like my hip hop too, because a lot of my style ended up being from like that studio foundation, like jazz funk, until I started training at Funk Phenomenon, where I got to train with some OGs and see a little bit of the culture behind hip hop as an art form, and not only the dance aspect, but all of the pillars, the art, the DJing, the music, the emceeing, the fashion. And that's a really amazing studio to go to if you want to delve into those aspects of hip hop more, because there are so many talented artists who go there. And I know someone that I danced with in funk who does graffiti still as his day job, like his main squeeze professionally, is my age. And I just love being in that network of people who are literally making hip hop a lifestyle that is entrenched in the values of liberating Black and Brown communities from the oppressive. There's so many things that you could say, like so many aspects of it, but really I'm just going to say white supremacy.
Yeah. And just the layers of whiteness that like washes out the beauty of fucking hip hop. And like, excuse my language, but I just can't help it. Especially in Boston, the hip hop dance scene is super underground. And if you are an outsider from Boston and you're not like a dancer and you don't know like who teaches what studios to go to get like an authentic hip hop class that's taught by Black people, you're not going to know where to go. And unfortunately, we've also lost studios like Green Street, you know, which was like another safe haven. Yeah.
Saturdays were so big. I remember that show out was like amazing. I really miss that.
Yeah. And hopefully the city of Boston hears my cries and like makes this place a more welcoming place for Black and Brown artists to want to stay here and continue to rebuild that community, since we've lost so much of it. You know, this place doesn't make it easy for us to want to stay here, but that's what Entropy is here, trying to provide spaces for us to be out here. You feel me?
Yes.
I have more questions. So would you say that, you like identified as an artist like at a very young age? Like, yeah, it kind of seems like the art world found you. Like your parents saw something in you and were like, yeah, nah, she got to do this.
Pretty much.
Cool. So, how did you continue to like hold your skills? Would you say that, you know, it was mostly classes and training? Have you had like a mentor? What was your journey?
Russell is like currently a mentor for me in Crump that I'm kind of putting a little focus on. It feels like I have so many things on my plate. I feel like I can't dedicate as much time as I want to each thing, but they all feed into each other. And it's so hard to like even with like a block schedule, fit all the things that you feel like are going to prepare you the best for a certain thing. So for example, this performance at Entropy Fest, I'm super excited to be a part of it. I'm trying to train both my body, mind, and spirit with dance. So everything about my day is like training to learning, like not just in-person classes, because those have been hard during the pandemic, but like through YouTube videos, any courses that I can find like online. It's really cool now that we have such a culture of like virtual online classes that are available and courses. So that's been really clutch. And I've kind of been self-taught like since teaching myself river dance when I became obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So kind of my thing that I like to do that with whatever I'm learning. Even in school, I've always been that way, which is why I was like a quote unquote good student, because like I enjoy the process of learning. And so like I always make it creative, even if it's a boring topic. So it's really interesting. Like a lot of the subjects that I was like really bad at, my teachers saw that I was trying really hard and struggling. So they would just, you know, help me out. But a lot of times, like, I just learned differently than how things were taught in class. So, like, having to create the self-discipline to be able to pass these more difficult classes in school kind of like helped me with the kind of discipline that I wanted to take dance with. So I've always gone into class with that kind of mentality. And so it's been easy to take things away from different experiences, not just class, in that same way. So just like trying to make everything feed into my goals. And if it's not, then, you know, it's something that I can say no to.
Yes.
Really cool.
And I love to hear that you like give yourself that power to say no.
Yes.
Yeah. Would love to know if you've done any other kind of work outside of dance that's art related, or if you've ever pondered or strayed from the dance.
Slightly. I won't say much, but I have taught theater at the Salem YMCA's summer camp. So that was the North Shore Y Salem location for the 2015-2016 year. And that was a lot of fun. Oh man, the kids were great. And I feel like it's just so hard working in public schools, which is what I did. It was like one of those programs where they had me in the school, and it was a learning experience for sure. I take it with me. But I think dance is where my heart is, and that's where I can be of most value.
Yeah. That's like you feel like is your biggest strength and passion, and
absolutely
where your heart lies.
And I love to delve into singing more. I was in the band, I played the flute, and I dabbled into some other instruments like the clarinet, the drums. My boyfriend recently picked up some bongos, and I'm like, yes! Because I'm Dominican, so I'm like all about it. Give me a reason to bust out dancing. So that's been fun. Something that I would love to do is get more into music again.
I feel you, man. And you'd be modeling. Chill out. You didn't even flex that.
I totally forgot that I do model more than I probably would if my partner weren't a photographer.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, I feel you.
So true. But I'm so grateful for it. And honestly, I should pursue that more for business related endeavors, because there's a lot of promotion to be done with the photography and videography that he's now getting into more. I definitely use him in my dance classes for it. So I'm definitely delving more into like the editing and stuff like that with that kind of work. Yeah, it's something that I think will naturally come up more in my project.
Well, if anyone's
That's
looking to
exciting.
shoot and they're looking for a model, you know who to freaking ask.
I also help with photo shoots. So
Oh, cool.
photo shoot, holler.
Hey,
I know a photographer.
you got the whole package. You got a whole organization going on over there.
Yes, but this goal is actually to get an LLC for Ty the Dancer, because I am really working for myself now as a contractor for the past few years. I think now I can go ahead and take the next step for branding and get some like maybe some merch out there.
Yes, I'd get a Ty the Dancer beanie. I'd be like,
I love you.
beanie dancers. But okay, cool. So tell me what you are presenting at Entropy Fest.
The moment that I've been waiting for. So I'm gonna be doing something super sexy that I've never done before.
Okay.
Like, I know that I do hip heels, that's very sexy, but also it's very much, I take that very seriously in terms of the fundamentals and the training. So everything that goes into that is going to be focused on my students and their needs. Mm-hmm. This performance is going to be basically everything that I've been putting into that turned to the next level. My aspirations and my dreams to literally come to life on that stage and outdo my last performance, because the last festival that I performed at was great. It was amazing and I loved it. I absolutely had a blast. The dancers were awesome. They killed it. And I just want to outdo that performance.
Yeah, you just want to level up, period.
Yes. So I'm super excited. And it's going to be super sexy to The Weeknd's new song.
Is it just you or are there going to be other dancers?
The solo.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. Get ready.
Oh, this is going to be good. I'm excited. Okay, and then you were mentioning all your other work that you have going on, your hip heels classes, your podcast. Where can people find all the information for that?
Ty the Dancer on Instagram. I'm also like on Facebook, on Snapchat at Ty the Dancer. That is TYH the Dancer. And on TikTok, my new account is TYH the dancer, because my original Ty the Dancer got shut down.
TikTok be hating.
They do.
Yeah.
So it's fun. Whatever. It's just, another platform. Exactly. And a lot of the social media are catching up to like what they offer. So it's pretty much the same across the board at this point.
Facts.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun creating on there. And I encourage everyone to try it and do it. I feel like some people might be a little intimidated and think, oh, that's for quote unquote creatives to use. But have fun with it. I mean, they're there for everyone. And you can probably find some inspiration for using it for everyday little things, no matter how like inconsequential you may think it is. It's an opportunity for you to like express and actually utilize the app, because a lot of people will just either doom scroll or like, I don't know, people just misuse their time on social media very easily, which is like not a bad thing. Like it's just
like it's not added value to your life.
Right. It's the nature of the beast. So it's like you should really try to get the most out of it. And like you may think it's fun to just go ahead and like see all these cool posts, but then like you're having this inner dialogue where you're comparing, and that's no good. So like try to be more of an active participant on social media is my encouragement to people who don't consider themselves content creators.
Right. Like just being mindful of what you're consuming.
Yeah, and like reflecting that. So if you're reflecting what you're consuming, you're gonna be I find it really fun. Some people don't, to be reflective. Like I'm quite not stoic, but like a lot of times I'm very serious.
Yeah.
Because I take things very seriously. And I think just like out of respect, but also I'm very aware that like as a Black woman, that may sometimes to some people feel like I'm coming across like as a bitch.
Right. Or like aggressive or angry or something.
Yeah. Yes. So, it's a fine line.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, Ty, is that, I know you, but also like, I feel like people's first impressions of you wouldn't be, oh, she's like this serious, hardcore person. Like, you're such a like, bubbly, light, happy spirit, you know? But I do know what you mean, like, in terms of like taking things very seriously and how you approach it. That's definitely there. And that is definitely, I definitely experience that when I take your classes too, of just like, I want you to be able to do this the right way. So we're going to take our time. And like you make it welcoming and inviting. I'm just trying to make sure that people know that when they come to your class, it's going to be a great time. It's great.
Azeb, it's always a great time when you're there.
Okay.
Okay. No, seriously, but it means a lot to me because I do take that seriously, and that's what I want out of class. So like, that's what I hope to offer. Thank you.
You're welcome, boo. All right, last question. What advice do you have for any emerging artists?
My advice is just do it. The label of saying like you are something or like I am this is never accurate. It's always changing. So the moment you're like committing to something, there's a whole new reality to be realized. And so just being open to that and like going with the flow, even though it's really like encouraged these days, and not these days, like in general, I think it is good to be focused and like have a very clear goal in mind, not being deterred by not having access to like the next step in that goal immediately is huge.
Yep.
It's a huge part of the process. And just like being aware of that and like knowing that that's normal and that is a part of success is my advice to any new or any artists who are looking to create something new right now.
Ty, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Words. Thank you for your energy. And everybody who's listening, you better get your freaking tickets because you do not want to miss this. Okay.
Pew, pew, pew. All the guns.
There were so many guns. But yes, everybody, thank you, Ty. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in May. Toodaloo.